Hi you guys, welcome back. I'm having a very bad day, which we'll get into later. But first, we're gonna start this off really pleasant and good because I need a little pick-me-up. One of my Sephora orders was just delivered. I need a knife. And yes, I said one of, that's because I placed 2 orders during the Sephora sale. Well, first of all, I placed my order with just like all the things I thought I wanted. Ah, my camera's dying. Okay, I'm back. So the first order was just the things that like with no one else's influence that I thought I wanted. And then, of course, you know, you start seeing people unbox their Sephora orders on TikTok and stuff. And then I realized I need more. Yeah, I have another order coming, but this is the first one just arrived and we're very excited. So I just thought maybe I'd unbox it with you guys and quickly show you. Okay, so I always like to like go to Sephora. This is not sponsored by Sephora at all. I would love it, but you know, I'm a Rouge member, you know. We all know I collect makeup, okay? And beauty products. So I find it's a good time like when they have the sales to like try some things I've been eyeing or restock some things that I need, whatever. So one of my restocks, actually maybe my only restock, I think I have some more restocks coming, but that were sold out at the time. Anyway, Ilia mascara. This is like just one of the best. I just always come back to it. It's so good. My only complaint is that the brush is a little bit too big, or I'll show you, because I actually need to open it. The other one's like really dry. The brush is just like a little too big, but it's not gonna stop me because I love it. Someone else was like, get the travel size because the brush is smaller. And I did that. I didn't like it as much. I don't know what it is. I got 2 things from Say. The Glowy Super Gel, which I'm very excited. I really love this brand a lot. I really just like their products. I like their packaging, just their whole thing, their whole vibe. So I got this, which is like a highlighter, like illuminating fluid. It's kind of like in the same vein as like the Charlotte Tilbury, which I also have and love and use constantly. But I just thought like maybe this would be interesting too, like something that's like a highlighter but not something you can like wear as a primer or just do like a little light. It's just really pretty. It's like kind of like a illuminating primer almost, but I don't think they like necessarily advertise it as that, but I think it can be. It's kind of like an all-purpose kind of like glowy. Anyway, I'm excited. Okay, pretty. Then I got their Hydra Beam concealer because someone, I forget who, but someone on TikTok, maybe somebody did, I guess somebody did influence me for this order, but they said this is one of the best concealers. And I'm always down to try concealers, even though I'm very happy with my Armani concealer. I'm kind of like a sucker for concealers. When someone's like, this is the best, I'm like, okay. Anyway, so I got this one in the shade, what shade is this? Number 1, yeah, HB1, and that looks like a good shade. But anyway, I'm excited. I think it's like kind of sheer, which I like, and like dewy and hydrating, which I love. So we'll try that. I got a Milk concealer, which I'm not usually a fan of Milk. There's just never really been, I've liked products here and there, but I'm just not a brand I gravitate towards, and I really want to like them. But I see Katie Jane Hughes use this concealer and rave about it a lot, so I wanted to give it a try. This is the Milk, what is it, Future Fluid, and I think like it can be like, it's also like hydrating and can be like a foundation. I just thought it would be like a good, I don't know about this color, I like couldn't really tell online, but I don't know, it might be a little light, but we'll see. Definitely looks like fuller coverage than the other one. So we'll try that. Rare Beauty Dewy Liquid Blush. I really like these. So I got in the shade Happy. This is a shade that everyone tends to like a lot. And it's just like a bright pink. I have Lucky, which is like the super vibrant like fuchsia pink, which I love. I didn't like them at first because I didn't understand how to use them because they're so pigmented. But once you like figure it out, they're just so good. So I love just a classic pink blush. So I thought I'd get this and I think I'll be very happy. This one was a splurge. Westman Atelier, just very high, overpriced luxury makeup, but every now and then, you know, we gotta indulge. When I told you guys on TikTok what I was getting, a lot of you guys affirmed my purchase on this. This is their Squeaky Clean Liquid Lip Balm in Garcon. You know I'm like a sucker for any like tinted balm, tinted lip, whatever. Oh. Yeah. Okay, and the last thing I got was, I am on a serious perfume kick right now, okay? You guys, if you've been watching me like from the beginning of my TikTok like career, I've been like a perfume person from the jump. I've been a perfume person my whole life, but I kind of went through a phase where like I really pared down. Like I was like, you know what? I want to be like a signature scent girly and like only have a few. But the real me is just bubbling back up to the surface, and it's just like my latest obsession. And now I've become like, I'm like on Perfume Talk, and I like love following people that is like, they're just like perfume experts and just love talking about fragrance. And so now I'm like, I've been purchasing so many fragrances, and like that's been my latest obsession. And I'm like, you know what? I don't need to be, I just don't think I can be a signature fragrance person. I love fragrance, and they all, you know, they all are different moods, different weather, different, you know, time of the year. It just depends. And so I'm really happy with where this is going. So I've been ordering a lot of sample and discovery packs, just to kind of like figure out what I like. So I can do, let me know. You know what? You don't even have to let me know. I'm gonna do it anyway, whether you like it or not. I'm gonna do like a fragrance video and like talk to you about fragrances I've purchased, like what my collection is looking like lately, how I feel about the fragrances, and also like what is still on my list of things I'm gonna get. So I got this KLE. I don't know, a lot of people on Perfume Talk about this brand, so I got their discovery set because I'm really curious. Yeah, so I thought I'd try those. And then I got 2 samples. I didn't like any of the rewards, whatever. Sephora needs a better rewards program, whatever. I would rather have like money off than like a mini size version of something. But these are just the free samples I could pick. So this is K Skin Isle Glow Face Lotion. Did I even pick this? Literally, I didn't pick these. Literally, I didn't pick these. They're not even on here. Whatever. Anyway, Laneige Water Bank Moisture Cream and K Skin. I didn't ask for those, but okay. Anyway, those are what I got. And I'll let you know how I like everything. Okay, I literally need to wash my bedding, but she's like, whenever I don't make the bed, which is only days that I wash the bedding, she like finds a little cozy nook and sleeps here all day. I've like, I wanted to do this first thing in the morning, but it is now 1:30, just proof that it is 1:30 and she's still here napping. And it's like, what am I gonna do? Like, maybe, are you hungry? Do you need to use the litter box? Like, at no point today are you planning on getting up? Because like, I'm trying not to disturb you. I'm really trying to like do the right thing. But like, I have to get my day like going. I have a lot to do. And one of these things is wash the bedding. Okay. So what do you think? Can we find another place to sleep just for a little? Please. What do you think? What do we think? Come here. Come on, babes. Come here. Oh, Wizard's coming. Hey, Wiz. Wasn't talking to you, but look, Wizard's here. Meeting in the hallway. Meeting for cats. Oh, she's coming. She's like, what are we up to? Oh, you know, I changed my mind. You guys go hang out. Sucker. So I want to take a couple minutes to talk to you guys about my new bed situation. So like most of you, sleep is very important to me, which is why I'm super excited to be partnering with Helix for this video. So a couple of years ago when we moved into this place, we got a mattress that over time I just wasn't happy with. It was really soft and I was having some issues with like back and hip pain because of how I sleep and move around a lot. It just was a bit too much. I could feel Ted moving a lot when he would move in his sleep and it would wake me up. So I've been wanting a new mattress for a while. So what's great about Helix Sleep is they make luxury mattresses and bedding customized to fit your needs. So on their website, I was able to take their sleep quiz to determine what mattress would be best for me based on my body type, my sleep preferences, and also my partner's sleep preferences. And they matched us with their Midnight Luxe mattress, which is best for side sleepers like me. And that's how easy it was to select this mattress. I also opted for their cooling cover, which is great if you're a really hot sleeper like me. I'm literally like a furnace. I'll wake up in the middle of the night, even in the dead of winter, just being really hot. You know when you like reach under your pillow to like find the cool side of the pillow? This is like what the top of this mattress always feels like. So the mattress shipped right to our house in a box. It was really easy. Ted and I could install it ourselves. It's just been so great. The cats also love it, as you saw maybe earlier, and now we've got Wizard down here at the end. They just constantly want to be on this mattress. It is literally so comfortable. It has this like really soft, cushy pillow top, but then underneath you've got like the coils for support. So it's like if I'm moving around or tossing and turning, it's not disturbing Ted, and vice versa. So we've been using this mattress for about a month now, and I'm so happy with it. I'm waking up a lot more restful. I'm not having the back or hip pain that I was having before. They also have a 100-night sleep trial. So after 100 nights, if you're not happy with it, you can get a refund, which is great because like my experience before, sometimes it takes a while to know if you like your mattress or not, and you need to be able to sleep on it for a little while to know. They also have a 10-year warranty, so you don't have to worry about anything happening with your mattress. And because mattresses are a huge investment, they have financing options and a flexible payment plan as well. So if you guys would like to try out a Helix mattress for yourself, check out the link below. You can take your own sleep quiz and find out which mattress would be best for you. You can get up to $200 off of your first mattress, as well as 2 free pillows, which I've been loving as well. Okay, you guys, I'm literally, so much is going on in my life right now that I kind of feel like, did anyone see Don't Worry Darling? We just watched it last night, and I'm like, okay, you know the scene where it was in the trailer, so even if you didn't see the movie, you see the trailer where like the wall is closing in behind her and it's pressing her face up against the glass and she's smushed. I'm like, that's what I feel like right now. Okay, why do I seem like so hyper, so like whatever? It's like partially it's like mentally stressed out. Also, it's because I was like, you know what, I need a little treat today. I need a little cozy treat. It's like raining, whatever. So I went and got a decaf coffee. It turns out it's not decaf, so it's just like, okay, last thing I need, but I was like, I'm still gonna drink it. Let me tell you what's happening. Last year, so it doesn't rain in LA, right? Okay, it like never rains. It's like we're known for that. It doesn't rain. I'm just gonna prop you right up here, except in the winter. And even in the winter, like it doesn't rain a lot, but this is like our rainy season. Last year, the windows in our kitchen were leaking. Not a lot, but like when it would really heavy rain, we'd get some water inside, like on the counters and stuff. So we told our landlord, the windows are leaking. Somebody came, patched up the outside. They still continued to leak. Finally, the person was like, the roof needs to be replaced. Roofs need to be replaced every so often, I don't know. But it was just like, it's due for that. So the owners, who never replaced the roof because they bought this house like 6 years ago or so. So we're like, okay, that's gonna be an annoying project. Even though we don't have to pay for it, it's like, we're gonna have to deal with that, right? Because we live here. That was last year. So we go through the whole rest of the year, which is fine because it probably rained barely at all, like once or twice. And we didn't have any like leaking problems. So now we're approaching, it's like fall season, starting to rain, and we're like, okay, what's the deal? And so like he scheduled the roofers to come and replace the roof. Here's another deal. You guys are familiar with the house, you know, you've seen it in videos. This is the sunroom, and it's a step down, down into here, and it looks different than the rest of the house because this all was a porch. Okay, so like you can see like the wood slats. These are like new windows, like everything was kind of redone. It was turned into an addition of the house. That's important to the story. The roofers come, it's Tuesday. Last week, the roofers came on Thursday, and we wake up literally 7 in the morning to like sound of like 20,000 bowling balls like crashing over and over, you know, the sound of your roof being ripped up. Ted and I are just kind of like, welcome to like the next few days of our life, you know? We come in the kitchen to get the cat's food, and I see this. And I'm like, oh my God. So I run out there up to the roofers and I'm like, stop, 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 stop. Like it's falling into the house. And they're like, yeah. Which already I'm like, okay, maybe you don't understand what I'm saying. But whatever you're doing, it's coming in and I can see you and you can see me. And they're like, this is a problem. And they're like, well, the roof was done wrong. So apparently the previous owners, when they made this addition, instead of laying down like, I'm not a roofer, but apparently you lay down like plywood and then like insulation and then like the tiles, whatever. There's like a whole process. All they did was put the tiles down. So they were just like, keep slapping some tiles over there and everything's fine. Well, now they're ripping it up and there's nothing between the tiles and those wooden slats. So I'm like, okay, well, what do we do? And they're like, yeah, it was done wrong, so we can't do anything. And I was like, surely there's something. So they're like, I mean, I guess we can come in and cover everything. I'm like, yes, that would be the first line of business. Or also like, wouldn't it be like, let's halt, let's stop. You're ripping up a roof. You can see into someone's house. You see things falling and you're like, wait, stop, let's regroup. No, that didn't happen. So I'm like, listen, this is the first thing that happened. So I go out when I'm like, oh my God, this is what's happening. And the guy's like, yeah, this is what's going on. This is what he says to me. First of all, he's like looking at me like, what do you want me to do? And then he goes, so here's the deal. You're not gonna know what I'm saying, but, and then he proceeds to like explain the most basic things about like how a roof works. And I'm like, okay, literally I don't care. All I care is roof come in house, roof not supposed to. Obviously we call our landlord and we're like, this is what's going on. And he's like, I'm coming over. He comes over and he's kind of just like, okay. Like he's kind of having the same kind of energy as this other guy of just like, yeah, we'll just, you know, cover stuff up and we'll get a cleaner in here after. And we're like, right. They tarp everything up. Not that good, mind you. And then Ted and I have to take it upon ourselves to like tarp off, because then the cats are running in and they're stepping in asphalt and like all this stuff. And so we have to tarp off like literally this entrance from where our kitchen is. We like tape it all off because first of all, like debris, dust, everything. And we want to keep the cats out as well. And it's just like chaos. So this is going on and I'm just like, I don't know what to do. So it's like my landlord has the roofers come in and cover everything with a tarp. And I'm like, we'll deal with it later. Mind you, like you guys saw like how hard I worked on that back room. You know, it became like my sanctuary. Not to mention, it's my office. So it's not just like my sanctuary where I like to hang out and whatever. It also, it's like everything I own, the most valuable things I own and everything I have to do for work, all of my products, all of my equipment, my camera, my tripod, my ring light, like everything I need to do what I'm doing, okay? I have all these deadlines too. I've like, my manager's texting me that's like, okay, this is due, this is due. Meanwhile, my literal roof is falling into my office and I'm like, got it. I'll get that right over to you. You know, roofers leave for the day. I peek through, I come home. Because at that point I was like to Ted, I was like, I gotta go. I go to the pottery studio. I'm like, I'm blowing off some steam. I can't be here. I come back later. It's like 5 o'clock. They're gone for the day. I peek through the little like, you know, the tarp we made. And I see that all the tarp is gone. And they've kind of like half-assed like vacuumed it up. So then I'm like, I go back there and I'm like, why did they remove it if like they're still coming back tomorrow and like having to continue to work? Like they're gonna have to retarp it. Like what is going on? Like I'm kind of just like so confused. So I go back and then I'm just like kind of inspecting everything. Like my carpet is dirty. It's like all over the walls. Like I'm showing you like the photos and videos. Like I'm literally walking back there and I'm like catatonic. The physical objects in life that matter to me are covered in shit. So then I go and open my closet. Yeah. So they never covered anything in my closet, which is part of the room, which has the same wood slats, and everything was just allowed to fall in there for hours. So in that moment, complete breakdown. Mind you, like I'm not like in this moment, I'm not worried about money. Like we have renter's insurance, like I'm not worried about money, but some of these things not replaceable. And also just like I said, like I worked so hard, like all this is my stuff, and this was a completely avoidable situation. So we like tell our landlord and he's just like, okay, I'll like have somebody clean it up. Sense of urgency, zero. Also, like mind you, like things are like hanging from the slats. It's like dust, spider webs, everything, like cause then I also had to make them tarp it at night. Like they're like, well, it's not gonna rain. And I'm like, okay, but like elements, like the elements, like it's like if I look up in my ceiling and I can see the sky, like that's kind of a problem. I don't know. Like, look, I'm not a professional roofer, but that seems like not a normal thing. They finished the roof. My landlord comes over yesterday, spends like 3 hours vacuuming every inch, every crevice, whatever. I will say like 98% of it is gone. But there's still stuff like, oh my God. It still smells like asphalt in here because like he vacuumed up everything, but like I was like, so when is like the cleaning people coming? And he was like, I mean, I did a good job vacuuming. And I'm like, literally asphalt was on every inch of like my home. So it's like vacuuming is the first step. When are the other steps happening? Because like there's just like, you can just like feel, it's like everything's vacuumed up, but you can just like feel the layer. It's like, you know, if you've gone into a house that was like just had construction and they clean it all up, but it's like, you know that there's like a micro dust of like everything, and it's still like on everything. Like surfaces need to be like look that, hello. And then also like my rug that I've already had to replace because Wizard peed on it that one time. You can't see it in this light, but it's dirty from like the asphalt, like dust being everywhere, and then them walking in here and like smushing it into the carpet on every surface. When I tell you every surface, I mean like literally every surface. Like it's in my plants, like it's everywhere, like it's in like look at this, like it's everywhere, dude. It's everywhere. Look at this. It's everywhere. My closet's looking a lot better, but I'm just like, okay, it just feels like I'm fighting tooth and nail for like every step. I'm like, all I want is for my shit to be like back to normal. Like it's on everything. Like look at my weights. There's just a fine powder everywhere. And so my landlord texted today, oh, and then not to mention, it's like, so we go in the garage. Same thing happened in the garage. So we opened the garage the other day and we're like, okay, covered everywhere, all over all our camping stuff, everywhere. So we're like, okay, garage needs to be cleaned as well. But my landlord said today that someone's coming today to clean the garage or to vacuum it up. The roofers are coming to vacuum up the garage. He's having somebody come over tomorrow to shampoo the rug, wash the bedding, and like shampoo the chair. But I was like, okay, when's like the professional cleaners coming? And he's like, I mean, I did a thorough job vacuuming. And I'm like, why do I have to explain that that is only the first step in cleaning up after construction? And I'm like, someone's gonna be cleaning it up. And I don't think it should be me. I had a big cry today, one of so many over this whole situation. Like I literally, like, I'm like, I can't, I feel like I'm crazy because I'm like, in talking to the owners of the house and in talking to like the roofers, like me being like, God, like expecting somebody to be like, oh my God, this is like crazy. And I'm like, I know, like we're kind of in this together. I'm being made to feel that's like, okay, well, we'll vacuum. And it's like, get this, get this. So literally breakdown crying this morning, not even just because of that. Okay, there's a whole other story. So anyway, having the worst morning for another reason, which I'll tell you in a second. Come home and I'm drinking my coffee. It's been raining for the past 2 days. So we're like kind of like, well, at least we got a good roof now and we won't have any more leaking. Oh boy. No. The windows in the kitchen, guess what? I come home, water all over the counter. The windows are still leaking. So I have to text my landlord about that, and he's like, okay. I'm like, I'm not real. A year, the leaking windows. Mind you, it hasn't been leaking for a year because, like I said, it never rains, but it's like, we're on year 2 of dealing with the leak. We just had this whole roof issue, and now it's like, oh, guess what? It didn't solve the issue. And here's the thing, it's like, I don't want to be, like, I'm trying so hard not to be like an asshole because we love this house. Like, I want to live here for, not ever, but like, you know, we don't have any plans of leaving. We love this house. We take really good care of it. Like, we're really good tenants. And I'm trying to be so patient because, you know, I'm not trying to cause like a rift, but I'm just like, you're making it so hard. Just like, we pay so much money to live here. We pay so much money to live here. I mean, anyway, the other thing, oh my God. So I've been having migraines for years. I don't know if they're migraines, tension headaches, or a combo of the two, but either way, I've been having really intense headaches for years. And then it wasn't until like a couple years ago that I made the connection that it's hormonal. You know, I started tracking when I was getting them, and it was always around ovulation. It was around my period. It's like, really does feel like a combo of tension headache. It's like a squeezing, it's a crushing pain. It's like pain back here, but it's also like the pounding, throbbing behind the eye. But I don't get the aura. So that's why it took me a long time to realize like these might be migraines. For the longest time, I wasn't on birth control pills, like the combo of birth control pills, because even though I like kind of wanted to be, because I get terrible cramps and PMS and now migraines, but I avoided it for so long because I was a heavy cigarette smoker. So I quit smoking 4 months ago, and so now and then, you know, I got like my last cycle like a couple months ago. I was like, that's it. This is like a quality of life thing. Like, I want to go on birth control because I'm tired of these migraines. I'm tired of the PMS. I'm tired of the cramps. Like, it's like every other week I'm in like significant pain one way or the other. So I was like, I want to go on birth control. So I go through New RX and get birth control pills, and I take the same I opt to do the same birth control pills that I was on like 6 or 7 years ago, and I loved it. I had no issues with it whatsoever. So I'm like, I'm gonna start here. I was really nervous because for some people it can exacerbate the migraines, and in some people it can be a cure. So I'm like, well, I gotta try something, right? So I do it. First month goes seamlessly. Like, I have some spotting, my boobs hurt so bad, but those were the worst of the problems. So by the time I got my period and started the second pack, the migraines started. And that's usually like kind of when it happens off the pill. This time, this one lasted for 7 days. When I tell you 7 days, I would fantasize, literally I fantasized about punching my own lights out. I ended up like talking to somebody on telehealth, and they're like, yeah, run-of-the-mill migraine. You women experience these a lot. Take some ibuprofen and rest. I'm like, okay, as if I'm just like walking around aimlessly not knowing what to do. Thanks, doc. Anyway, so then I go to urgent care. I'm like, I need something. So I go to urgent care, another guy doctor, and he's like, yeah, this happens, you know, birth control, and this, he kind of reiterates the same thing of what the telehealth doctor says, and he's like, the birth control may help. It may make it worse. You really won't know until about 3 or 4 months. That's how long it takes for the hormones to kind of be regulated. All the while, I'm now having like insane mood swings, like from the birth control. I'm having like random cramping. I'm like, this is hell. But I'm also like, I'm afraid to stop, because I'm gonna stop and it's gonna trigger the migraine again with the dropping of the hormones. So I'm afraid to stop at this point, because I'm like, it's not exactly gonna solve the issue of the migraine, and I'm just gonna go back to having my period and being miserable. So I'm like, if this is potentially going to like even out, maybe I should just kind of stick it out. But do they give me any medication to help me with the migraine? They give me some Motrin. If you're unfamiliar with Motrin, it is the brand name of ibuprofen, which I've already been taking by the handfuls. Not really, but basically, you know what I mean? After 7 full days, the migraine lets up. Like, if you've had a migraine, you know it's like not just your head, it's like everything. It's like you're nauseous, you feel just like under the weather, like you're just unwell. And so it's like the migraine let up, and I still kind of had the headache, but I could tell like in my body the migraine was gone. But I still kind of had headaches for like 7 days after that. I've now been like 3 days full headache free, but they've been like mild. I haven't had to take any ibuprofen or anything like that. Anyway, headache is gone now officially. I just started the 3rd pill pack. Moods, which might surprise you from this video, but like considering everything going on, my moods have really stabilized. I feel like myself again. If this situation happened like 2 weeks prior, I would have become the Joker. I'm not even kidding, because that's how I was feeling. Like, I was like at the point where like, if this banana, like I peeled it and it was rotten, I would have been like, I literally can't. Now I'm just kind of like, I feel like I'm having normal human reactions to normal things. So I'm feeling a lot better. I'm not having any more spotting. So I do feel like I'm adjusting to the hormones. Also, the headaches are gone. But because of like this all going on, I have been wanting, because I did get the birth control through New RX, because I don't know if you're in America, but I feel like I don't really have to explain like why it wasn't so easy to like go to a gynecologist and get the birth control there. Anyway, so I did it that way. I also have new insurance this year, so my previous gynecologist isn't under my new insurance, so I have to get a new one. Anyway, so I called my primary care because I'm like, I want to see a neurologist and I want to see a gynecologist, because I want to see the gynecologist, I want to talk about this hormonal thing, and I want to just have somebody be like, this is what you do. Should I take the pill continuously? Like, what are kind of some options here? And like, is this a good pill for me? Which now at this point, I'm thinking it might be. At the time, I was really unsure. But anyway, and I also want to see a neurologist because I'm just like, I don't, you know, I want to be a little bit more proactive about these migraines, because I'm like, I don't want to just rely. Anyway, I just want to get it all checked out, everything, whatever. So I called to make an appointment with the gynecologist, and she's like, because of your insurance, you need a referral from your primary care to see me. Got it. So I call my primary care and I'm like, hi, I need an appointment because I've been having these migraines and I need to see a gynecologist and whatever. And they're like, okay, well, we can't see you till the end of December. Mind you, like, this is my regular primary care, so it's like, this isn't a first visit or whatever, that's just like how booked up they are. And I'm like, okay, well, can you give me a referral to see a gynecologist? No, we have to see you in order to give you that. Got it. Well, I've been having a lot of pain, what do you suggest I do? Well, you can go to urgent care. Well, I did that. So anyway, I'm like, what about a virtual appointment? And she's like, yes, we can actually see you next week with a virtual appointment, but it's with a different doctor than your regular primary care. And I said, okay, can she give me a referral that I'm asking for? Yes, great. Anyway, cut to this morning, which was my virtual visit. It was the first thing I did this morning. I woke up actually in a good mood because I, was feeling good. I was feeling fine. I had a good night's sleep. I sit down, I have my virtual appointment. She's immediately the rudest person I've ever spoken to in my life, for no reason. Just like, hi, what are we doing here? And then I'm telling her like what's going on. She's like, okay, and who prescribed you the birth control? And I was like, New Rx. Like, this is, I'm not exaggerating. This is how she's talking to me. And she's like, why wouldn't your gynecologist prescribe that to you? And I'm like, well, I'm trying to see a gynecologist. I need to see a new one because I've changed insurance companies and I haven't been able to see her because I need a referral and I can't get an appointment with you guys. So that's why I'm here talking to you. This is out of desperation. I would actually rather be anywhere else than here talking to you, clearly. So, and she's just like, but I didn't say that, that's in my head. But I'm like, well, I was like, well, like, she's kind of like, why did you go on birth control? And I'm like, because I'm trying to help these hormonal migraines, and that is something that could potentially help, but it might not. And so that's like the first line of business. I'm trying. And also because I couldn't see a gynecologist soon, and I was like literally miserable. So I went through New Rx because it's easy and convenient, and that's literally why it was invented, because of this whole mess. So I'm like, and I explained, I was like, I was a smoker, now I'm not, that's why I'm now, like, she was like, why did you just now start the birth control? And I'm like, because I was a smoker, and you're not supposed to be, in your like almost mid-30s, a smoker and on hormonal birth control pills. So fuck me, like, I actually listened to that advice and didn't do it. And so now I am, because I'm no longer a smoker. And she's just like, okay, so why do you think you're having migraines? And I'm like explaining like the pain. She was like, okay, like where, like interrupting me. Then she's like, how much ibuprofen do you normally take? And I'm like, well, it depends. How many tablets? Finally, I was like, I don't like the way you're talking to me. And of course that always changes the whole tone. Oh, do you want to end the appointment? And I was like, no, because I fought tooth and nail to get this appointment, but I don't like the way you're talking to me. I'm like, I don't know if you're aware of this, but like healthcare is not super easy and accessible. I'm like, so this is a completely desperate situation. I desperately went on birth control to feel better, and I'm desperately trying to get an appointment, and I'm desperately trying to get a referral to see a gynecologist and a neurologist. The last thing I want to do is be talking to you. So first of all, like, the only reason I'm here talking to you is because I couldn't get an appointment with my regular primary care, and I need a referral to see these other people that I actually want to talk to and help figure out what's going on. Then she's like, okay, so all right, sweetheart. Then it all starts with the like, I'm so nice. And I'm like, you actually ruined my fucking day. So I start crying. I start crying on the call because I'm just like, I've been in pain and I'm trying to treat myself, and I'm trying to like, I literally pay over $300 a month for this insurance. And it's actually so ironically really good insurance, but this is still the hoops I have to jump through. Anyway, I was like, can you give me something specifically for the migraine so that if this happens again, I don't have to rely so bad. I don't have to suffer for so long and rely so badly, whatever. She told me to stop taking the birth control. I'm like, well, actually, I'm not going to listen to you because I don't trust you at all. And I'm also like feeling really good on it right now. So I'm not going to do that. But she prescribed me a migraine medication so that if a migraine strikes again, I can take that at the first sign and hopefully it will not last for 7 days. She also said she was prescribing me a stronger anti-inflammatory for it, and then I went to and then she ended the call with being like, pick up your prescriptions. I'm like, sorry, you've never met me. Do you think that that's a problem I have? And I went and picked it up, and she forgot the other prescription because she also was like, I want to give you a stronger anti-inflammatory than ibuprofen. Didn't give me that. Anyway, she did give me the referral. She's like, you'll get them in the mail. I'm like, what is life? Like, I don't understand. I really don't understand. But anyway, that was this morning. And then I was like, you know what? I need to go have some coffee. And then that's when my landlord was like, well, I did a good job vacuuming. And then I'm like, please clean my house. And then I came back and I was like, oh my God, and the window's still leaking. Okay, so this has been me having a breakdown. Oh my God, I didn't even tell you the rest. Oh my God. All right, there's so I go outside because it's been raining for 2 days and I completely forgot with all the chaos going on. So I started seeds a few weeks ago. I started my fall and winter seeds, and I start them outside because I don't really have anywhere to start them inside, and because of our mild weather, like I can start them outside, like temperature wise, it's not really a problem. But I completely forgot in this chaos. Normally, like I have them in trays. I have the seeds in trays and I water them in the tray, bottom water them, and then I take them out and I dump out like the excess water so they're not sitting in water. But I started them a few weeks ago, so they're like pretty, like they've grown a lot, and I was like actually getting ready to plant them into the beds soon, and I was really excited about that. And then I looked out the window today just to go check on them, and this is completely my fault, but it's just like add another log to the fire. They're underwater. They've been underwater for like 2 days because the trays filled up with water, and then we're just like sitting in water, so they're completely ruined. So literally all the time and money that I spent doing that, I have to start over. So it was just like one of those days, and then I was like, went to feed the cats and they're out of food, and I was like, I'm a single mother because Ted is working. Ted is working a gig this week where he's working out of the house. Normally he's in the house, and so I'm just like on my own. And I'm just like, okay, what else you got? You know, actually I'm afraid to ask because like with the way things are going, I feel like an anvil is gonna like fall on my head. That's pretty much the gist. In other news, we set a wedding date. We're getting we're getting married May 2024. Feels like a long time, but you know, it's gonna breeze by. 18 months. That's very exciting. So I've been planning a wedding on top of all of this as well. Which honestly, planning the wedding gives me structure, gives me purpose. I really love having a project, so it's been good, but it's also really stressful and it costs a lot of money. More money than anybody thinks. And that's the warning everybody gives you. They're like, yeah, you got a budget? Well, double it. And I'm like, guys, you're being crazy. No, they're right. They're right. Because, you know, I look up like wedding averages. I'm like, how much does a wedding cost? And it's like on average like $32,000 or whatever. And I'm like, okay, in a landlocked, maybe if I got married like in Kentucky in like someone's backyard, it could cost that amount. Like, let's be fucking for real. Like, it is impossible. Anyway, I'm very excited. The wedding's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be very exciting. And I was thinking we were gonna get married in 2023, but it just like, knowing how much planning goes into it, I was like, I can't get married in less than a year. I just can't. Unless we were like eloping, of course, but But it's been hard. It's been hard to like do, I told you guys I'd be giving you guys some wedding content, and I totally am, but like right now it's kind of like, I don't know what to do. Like, it's like boring. It's like a lot of like budgeting. It's a lot of just reaching out to vendors, getting quotes. But I will share like kind of like what our vision is and like what we're thinking and like what we're wanting to do, because like that's like more fun. But yeah, it's wild, but it's all kind of coming together. Like, we found all of our major vendors that we want, like caterer, photographer, video, what else? We got the venue. We're getting married in Northern California on the coast. It's gonna be, oh, I ordered the toilets. Real exciting stuff. You have to order like toilets, just so you know. Like, that's a thing where it's like you have to like call septic people and be like, can I rent a trailer of toilets? And they're like, sure thing, here's, you know, whatever. It's just like, it's like your guests have to shit and piss, you know? I've just hit a wall. I just really, all my energy just came out in expressing it to you guys, and I'll be honest, I feel so much better. I feel so much better. Okay, I'm back. There's more developments. Okay, so the foreman for the roofer is here, as well as one of the owners for the house. I just got word that essentially the roofer is charging the owners for the cleanup. What? Because he just was like, I just went out and met them and like said hi, and the roofer's like, yeah, so the upholstery cleaning, like, because he was like, because she was like explaining to him that like upholstery people are coming to clean the rug and stuff, and I was like, yeah, because the roofers like walked all over the rug with the asphalt dust like everywhere, and it like smushed it into the carpet. And he was like, okay, so that'll be like $150. And he's looking at me, and I'm like, and I looked at her, and I'm like, and she's like, okay, yeah, like we'll figure it out. And I'm like, he walked away, and I'm like, they're charging you. And she's like, I don't know. I'm like, what the hell is going on? So now there's like a side alliance going on with like me and the owners, because I'm like, 100% this was avoidable and they should have prepped the place. But now they're like charging, after like they paid for the roof, probably tens of thousands of dollars to replace the roof. They like made a huge mess, and now they're like, yeah, you can pay us extra to clean it up. What? Anyway, when I went out there, I got a package. This is like a view of me having a mental breakdown and being like, so here's the stuff I bought, and this is why we online shop. Okay, you guys, this is why we online shop, is because when your life starts falling apart, you get to take a break, go outside, pick up a package, and feel like a little whole again, you know? So, okay, one of the fragrances, and I'm gonna do a whole fragrance video, but this is just like, I just like need to talk to you guys while this is all going on. One of the fragrances, so I bought the Maker. The Maker's like a hotel. I don't know anything about it, but anyway, apparently they also have a perfume and like home scent line or whatever. But a lot of perfume people talk about how good their fragrances are. So I ordered a discovery set, and oh my god, they're all so good. And this, I have like a couple of them on my like, you know, my wish list. This is one I had to have right now, and this one's called Stag. When you buy the discovery set, this is not sponsored also, when you buy the discovery set, you also get like a voucher for like, I forget what it was, like 30 bucks or 40 bucks or whatever off of the full-size fragrance of your choice. So I got Stag. When I tell you, I got so much perfume on right now, but oh, this is good. This is good. This is so unisex. It's like a spicy rose, and I don't know if there's any rose in it, but that's like my interpretation, okay? And that's all that matters. But it is like so, it is so sexy. Oh my god, like, and look at how beautiful this bottle is. Oh my god, you guys, if you're like into perfumes, if you love especially like unisex, like these are just really nice quality and really good smelling fragrances. One of the best discovery sets I've tried in a really long time. So I think it was like $40 or something. You get like, I don't like their decanters. They're like tiny little like dabbers, which I prefer a sprayer, but still, like, to try out some of the fragrances, I mean, it's gonna make you want so many of them, but so buy at your own risk, but so good. Okay, we're literally all hiding in here because there's just like people at the house, and we're like, what do we do? I left my coffee outside and I don't want to go out there. I'm scared. I hate when Ted has to work outside of the house because I'm like, literally, when people come to the door, or like when my landlord's here, or like anybody, like canvassers or whatever, I literally will hide from them. Like, but I also like can't say no to people. So like recently, like I opened the door to like a canvasser and he was like, mind you, like we vote, like Ted's literally involved in politics. Like he edits like a lot of the progressive ads you see online, like a lot of them were probably edited and made by Ted. Okay, anyway, so they come in our house and this guy was like, hi, so are you voting? And I like told him, I was like, yes, I'm voting for the candidate you're canvassing for. And he was like, awesome, have you filled out your ballot yet? I made the mistake of saying no. And then he was like, oh, do you want to go grab it right now and I'll like walk you through it? And I was like, sure. And I closed the door and I literally go into Ted and I was like, help. And I just like hid in the other room and he like went and told them to leave. But I'm like, that's how it is. Like, I'm literally like, I'm a feminist except for this stuff. Like, I'm like, you're the boy. I don't have to talk to anybody, strangers, you know what I mean? Like, so I'm just here by myself. I'm literally texting him like while he's working and I'm like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to talk to anybody. And he's like, I'm so sorry. Anyway, stat by the maker.